Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I'm trying to help out somebody. Uh, he wanted to know how he drew a map, and now he's trying to put it into a clock, and how he could do that. And I'm a little bit confused, but I think I've got it figured out. First of all, he's got the map locked, which is a smart idea. So you need to unlock the map, and then somehow grab just the map and draw it out of the way. But we need to ungroup it, go to a group or arrange, ungroup object, try to just select on the picture map, and now you have your other part. And just for this, this looks like a bridge, so that should be probably connected unless you're going to draw a street through there. And this is a little bit rough cut, but he's on the right track. I've never really done one that stuck out like this, but get your virtual segment delete key and delete these parts that go beyond the map. And not knowing the map, it's a little bit, I didn't draw the map. I don't know and I would actually bring this up into the map, because you've got to have a starting and stopping point with your water. If you're going to cut this out, I guess I should have really looked at this before I did this. And this right here is really needs to be smoothed up and brought in, but at least he's trying. So I would think the water would go way up into here. So let's do this. Let's take our shape tool and take that node and do that. And then maybe delete this line. And then that way the water or the cut would go up into there. And I don't know how this is going to work, because you can't really cut that out. But you've got to have something there. Maybe what you could do on these two smaller parts, let's try this. Let's see what his nudge is, a quarter of an inch. Let's make it 2 inches. Let's take the Smart Fill tool and fill this in and nudge it out of the way a couple of clicks. Take this one and nudge it out of the way a couple of clicks. Let's left click no fill, right click hairline. Let's take and go to effects and contour to the inside just a small amount, but I'm going to say 0.125, eighth of an inch. That's too much. Let's go 0.01 or 0.02. That'll work. Do the same thing there. Select them both, arrange, break, contour apart, and now nudge over the center. Then what you could do is take your virtual segment delete key and delete that line. That way you would have a cut with the lake, and this other wood would, you're still going to have to probably delete this whole line, because you can't have two pieces of wood with the lake in it. So you could do the same thing with this upper part of the lake. Temporarily draw a line from that node to that node. Take your Smart Fill tool and fill that in. Let's nudge it up. Left click, right click. We've still got the contour open. We'll hit apply. Go up to range, break contour apart. Take our new, make sure you get your pick tool. Take this line away that we drew for just a second. then you could take away probably this line entirely. Whoop. I need to click on that line and take it away. Now what I would do is, this will work. Take away that line, take away that line. So now you've got some inner parts, but we still need to get rid of these lines up here and kind of join them into there. So you need a stopping point. Let's just draw a line. Take our virtual segment delete key and delete this, and delete that, and delete this, delete this, delete that. Basically, all you're just doing is deleting that line. Now let's take this line away that we just created, and let's take our shape tool. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Take our shape tool and let's join that. Take our virtual segment delete key and delete that. So now you should have, and let's do it in blue just so it looks like a lake. There you go. Now it is stopping here at this bridge. There's your other two parts of the lake. And if this is a bridge, that'll work perfectly good if you're going to cut that out. Now you have a little red dash line there you do not need, evidently. And these streets aren't touching. So I take and maybe they're not, that one evidently doesn't go past there, but just get your virtual segment delete key and delete that part of the line. And if they should be going to this. I just, you don't want that right there. And you could spend a little time, I don't know, maybe that street doesn't go to that thicker street. You just need to kind of look at that. Look at these pieces right here. Are these going to break off? That's mighty little. That actually goes into the street. So the lake's not finished there. Let's click on the lake and let's put no fill. That needs to have a stopping point. And that's very easily done with a 2-point line, virtual segment delete key. Now you have some line behind that. So you need to always make sure that it's gone. And it is. And then you could delete these two X's. And then you could use the Smart Fill tool to fill all that in. And inadvertently, we've changed this and made it a little smoother. I'm pretty sure the person that's doing this has X7. So I don't know if the smoothing, I can't remember the smoothing tool is on X7. But you could definitely smooth this out a little bit. And there's some other parts in here that I would take the smoothing tool. The inner parts doesn't really matter, but if it's so little, it's not going to. There's evidently two sets of lines there. You have to click off the clock to click the clock. Let's just hit delete. Yep, there's two sets of lines there. And that, I might know why that is. So whenever you have the smart or the smoothing tool, it's not smoothing, it's because it can't do it. Let's click on it again and hit delete. No, there's only one set of lines there. Let's break curve apart. That's what it is. Now let's see if the smoothing tool will work. Yep. So just kind of go through there, and I think this is the same gentleman I've helped before on a map. You just need to get rid of some of these smaller especially on a clock. This clock's probably only going to be 12 inches. You know, take your smoothing tool and smooth out some of these parts so they're less breakable and less sharp. Make this part of the riverbed a little bit cleaner. You don't want too many jagged edges. Then, first and foremost, before you do anything, would be to take your Smart Fill tool and see he's got an outline but none, so that's good. And then nudge this guy over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get rid of this line. See how it's got some broken parts? Get rid of all these lines. Because your new Smart Fill, your new Smart Fill will not have those. They'll all be connected. So that's going to be a lot cleaner cut. Now this fill will work. And the only thing that kind of scares me on it, so you need to make sure all these are hairlines. Turn them into red, and they are. There might be 2 sets of lines there, and there are. So let's do this. Let's nudge over, delete, delete. Select both those and nudge them back. One thing you got to think about, so this clock is 12 inches. If you use a 11-inch backer board out of MDF, that'll work because your paint will be, you've got enough room to paint your MDF. And I think that's going to be a pretty cool clock. I'm actually going to finish this and send it to you. So let's move that out of the way. Left click, right click, take this and delete it. That way you'll know. And this needs to be cleaned up. That's really way too little. Two little bitty pieces, too sharp at edges. Something's going to break when sanding. And if you don't have the smoothing tool, you really need to think about upgrading to the newer Corel. Anyway, that's done. Because we Smart Filled it, it's done and welded, and that'll work. Get rid of that. I don't know where you're going to put your compass, where you're going to put your name, but I'll send this back to you. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.